easy on the eyes.
Today we are going to be adding and subtracting decimals.
The first problem we're going to do is negative 0.29 or negative 29 100ths plus positive 2.4 or positive 2 4/10. Now I'm going to use the same rules for adding and subtracting my decimals as I would for my integers. I'm adding two values that have different signs, so I know that mathematically what I'm going to need to do is subtract. I can use my absolute values here. In this case, my 2.4 or 2 4/10 has the bigger absolute value, so I know my final answer has to be positive. So I could rewrite this problem to be the same thing as 2.4 minus 0.29. Again, my answer is positive because the number that had the bigger of the two absolute values was the positive number. Now, what's important to remember when you're adding or subtracting decimals is that you need to make sure you are lining up your place values, lining up your decimal points. If it helps, you can always add a 0 to whatever place value has less. So in this case, I can make that 2.40 so that both of them go to the hundredths place, but I certainly don't have to. Now, I'm going to subtract like I always would. And your decimal place comes straight down. So my answer for this one is 2 11 100ths, or 2.11. Next problem, negative 2.7 minus 0.78, or negative 2 7/10 minus 78 100ths. Again, the first step that I need to do is look for, I said the word minus. We're not using that word in math anymore. So we want to make this plus negative 0.78 or negative 78 100ths. So now I see I'm adding two numbers that are both negative, so I know I should be getting a larger negative. I can use my absolute values to show this. And again, the important thing to remember when you're adding or subtracting decimals is that you line up your place values or line up your decimal. Again, if you want to, you can always add zeros to the right of your number so that you have the same place values for each number. So adding these two up, I get 348. My decimal comes straight down, and I get 3.48 or 3 48 100ths. Again, my answer has to be negative because I was adding two negative numbers, so I should be getting a larger negative. My answer is negative 3.48.